Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Pseudo548, and today I have decided to do a bonus video for you guys. One, I made a custom engine for the Huracan STO, and today I will also be showing you how to build said engines. So, first thing, the car. First of all, I want to point out this thing is beautifully designed, because look at this front diffuser. That is just that is beautiful. Then coming from the sides, I didn't put the sticker on very well on this side, so there's a little blue gap there. You can see it's not really a good piece there, but on the other side, come on, that just looks amazing. It looks like a normal car. And then the back area, that is just so good. That looks so nice. I'm really proud of Lego for doing that. That is awesome. And obviously the interior, it's basic, but what I especially love is this aircon unit piece. That is so cool. I love that. That is awesome. Now, with all that basic stuff out of the way, let's get to the engine. Now, the cool thing about this is you don't need to take the windshield cover off completely. That is something I'm really proud of, but for the sake of making it easier to see, I will be taking it off in any case. Now, the first thing you need to take off after taking off the windshield cover is taking off the spoiler. Obviously, you can see there's extra parts that I put there for the engine itself, but that will come out later. Next will be this flag looking thing that comes off, and then this air duct cover. And now you can do a basic opening of the engine bay, and you can see the engine on the inside. And to make it easy for you guys, I will shine my light. Right there is the engine. Now that is just a basic overview of the engine. Now I will get into the full detail of it by chucking out a little race car driver here. There we go. Goodbye. And now I can finally take off the entire engine bay. So if I can dig my fingers into it. There we go. And now we gently remove it without taking the back cover off, please. I guess. Okay. Well, if it works, it works. And I've lost a piece now. That's amazing. Well, that doesn't matter. And there you can see the engine as a whole. Let's get that bare piece out of the way. Oh, I found the piece. Cool. Stick that back on, and there we go. There's the engine. Now, my favorite detail is the twin turbos that I've added at the top, right here. I've also added the fuel line going down from the gearbox. I don't think that's realistic to the real V12 that the STO uses, but it's my own design, so I don't care. What I'm the most proud of is how it somehow fits into the car while having all this detail. I am surprised I was able to do that. One thing I really want to try do, however, is I want to add the... Oh, my apologies. One thing I want to do is I want to add the full interior of the gearbox, of the steering system, but considering the size of this and the way it's being built, I don't think I'd be fully able to do that. But that doesn't stop me, because I am I'm serious about doing this kind of stuff and about adding as much detail as humanly possible. And if I fail that, then I have basically failed at making Lego MOCs, which would be a real downgrade. So there is the car. Back on comes the cover, straight on like that. Air duct, the flag, make sure that it's centered. There we go. And then back on goes the spoiler. There we go. One thing I'm really proud of with this set is how I somehow got the basic engine bay cover to open just as it is there. And the second thing I'm proud of is actually making the engine itself and adding as much detail as I did. So, with the first portion out of the way, let's get on to the second. Beep, 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 beep. Alright, now let's move on to building a basic engine. Let's just strip this down completely. So what you want to do is first grab any 1x1 stud piece of any color of your choosing, just to customize it to whatever you want it to be. I chose more mechanical looking parts like gray and black. These can be used for the gearbox or any other piece you want to use. Stick that right about, come on, my bad. Stick that about right there. Next, you want to grab these two ingot pieces for the engine head covers. It can be any color again if you want. I chose these shiny pieces because they stand out and they also look mechanical, which is what I want to make it realistic for. Next, a 1x1 snot brick, which will be used as a stand for the engine when you put it in any car. And next, a 1x1 snot brick on a 90-degree angle. I'm not sure if that's the actual name for it, but this is what's going to give the engine the V look. Now, let's go into the building. You're going to take the two 1x1 studs, pop them together like that, and then stick it onto the stand as it is. Next, stick on the 1x1 stud with the 90-degree snot bricks, then add the two ingot pieces, and there you have a very basic V engine. It can be V6, V8, V10, V12, literally anything you want to choose depending on the scale, and you can add an extra snot brick with two 1x1 tile pieces like this to make it a V16 if you want to. Next, let's get on to the more complex build. This is based off the Ford Mustang GT with a diffuser. However, because I somehow ran out of pieces, I have no idea how to make the intercooler itself. And this is always a struggle getting these two pieces off because it is very secure somehow. So let's break these pieces off. 1, 2, 1, 2, there we go, 1, 2. So, there's all the pieces. If you want to have a quick look, you can to see which pieces you need and which pieces you already have. And now, of course, the stand broke. Let's give it a second. Give you guys a little blackout. Won't be for too long. And stand is fixed. There we go. If you haven't noticed, yes, I am using a Lego stand. It is not the most secure, but it works. So, let's get back. To build the engine, first you want to build the engine head covers. So you'll grab this 1x2 clip brick with a 1x2 grill brick. Once again, I used a shiny one just because it looks nicer. Then you'll grab this T-bar piece. I'm not sure if that's the actual name for it. And you will stick it on to this 1x1 snot brick all around. Now, one thing you want to do just before you add the engine head covers, grab this piece. I have no idea what this is called. I'm going to call this the elephant trunk piece. And you're going to stick that right at the front, right there. If you're a bit dirty-minded, you know what that looks like. Anyways, let's stick the engine head cover right in the middle using that centerpiece there. just like that. Or if you want to, you can push it forward. I'm going to push it forward just to make it a little more neater. Now stick that on there, stick that on, and stick that on. If you're wondering what these T-bar pieces are used for, this is for the engine. Not engine, yes it is part of the engine. This T-bar piece is going to be used for the fuel system. So there's the basic layout. Next, you're going to build the oil filter. So you're going to grab this 1x1 piece with the bar sticking out and any 1x1 stud. I'm using a black one simply because it looks more mechanical, which is what I'm pushing to go for. And all you're going to do is you're going to stick it on right there, and bibbidi bobbidi boom, you're done. Now, unfortunately, with the scale I'm working at, it's not going to be as secure as what I hoped it would be, but that's not what really matters. What matters is getting the look and the detail. And for me, that's what matters the most, because, yeah. Next, you're going to build the flywheel and the gearbox system. So you're going to grab this 2x2 rounded piece, stick a bar piece on like that. You're going to grab another one, stick a 1x1 stud with a hole in. Then you're going to slide that on right there. Make sure that it is as straight as possible. Don't know how I got that on the first try. And then you're going to grab a cross piece, I forgot what that's called, and you're going to slide it on, making sure that it doesn't go all the way. Then you're going to slam it onto the back if it works. But first I need to add this curved slope brick, stick it onto the side there, and let's push these a little forward so I can actually stick this in, and come on. Oh, like before. What did I do wrong this time? What did I do wrong? I'll push it up slightly high. See if that does anything. Now, what should be happening is this piece will rest right in the middle of that T-bar. Let's see if I can actually get that right. Just to make sure, I'm gonna take that piece off. Okay. And now I'm gonna stick it back on, just like that. Okay, and I fixed it, I think. I have not fixed it, okay. Well, I think you guys get the basic idea of what I'm trying to do. I built this well earlier. I don't know how I got it before, but there is the basic engine layout of a more complex one, and here is the layout of a basic one. So that is a tutorial on how to make engines and my showcase of putting an engine in a car. This has been Pseudo. Peace out.